McLaughlin. 8 letters, 3 syllables, and 1 meaning. But who or what actually is McLaughlin? Is it a name? A description? A code? The answer to all of these questions is yes. Yes, it is a name. Yes, it is a description, and somewhat a code given to a legend at the court by his competitors. Although McLaughlin is one of the newer sensations in the black topcore community that has been kept inside by this quarantine and not been able to show his skill in the year 2020, the story behind the name is something. This series will tell you the story of how one guy, one kid with a dream, one soul with a passion went from being last to legend. It's November 13th, 2018. Prior Lake High School is having their yearly freshman tryouts for the boys' basketball team. There are many young men who all share the same goal: make the basketball team. You've got players who have been playing basketball since they were 5 years old and know they will make the team. Players such as Paul Mass, Kyle Haas, and Will Schmidt. Then you have another group of players that just want to be able to pull off a Rudy moment and just make the team as a bench warmer. Players such as Caleb Gould, James Kang, and Zach Nyuga. Once the tryouts start, the coaches immediately begin to write down the things that the players did well at, and also what the players struggle at. He glances over at a kid who is somewhere between 62 and 66 inches tall, between 115 and 25 pounds, and looks like a survivor from a concentration camp. This is Caleb Gould.
I walked into the Blue Gym at Prior Lake High School the first day of tryouts and almost immediately knew that it was going to be a long 3 days of tryouts.
After an hour and a half of running around and doing drills, the coach pulls the 40-50 freshmen together and starts the scrimmages. This is where Caleb Gould can try to pull himself out of the hole and impress the coaches, right? Guess not.
When the coach pulled us together, he said that we were going to be doing scrimmages for the final half hour of tryouts. And he divided us into teams based on an RNG system. And I got put on a team full of nobodies.
The game begins, and for the first 10 minutes, Caleb is doing okay. He is playing solid defense, making good passes, and hitting the occasional shot. He should have been able to do this the entire scrimmage, but
when the first game ended, the second team came over from the other court. And once that game began, I basically became as helpful as a mosquito.
the first day of tryouts didn't turn out so well for Caleb, and after 3 days of giving it his all, the coach cut him.
The last day of tryouts, the very end, the coach pulled us all together and lined us up, and he went out into the hallway, and he called each of us one by one into the hallway and said, either congratulated us on whether we made the team or not, or what we needed to work on and that we didn't make it. When he pulled me out, I didn't make the team. And the way he said it and the way he didn't give me any helpful information, it made me feel like he felt like I was wasting my time. I felt like he was kind of just disregarding me.
It's now 1 year later from freshman tryouts, November 13th, 2019. Caleb has spent the past 12 months trying to improve his game, trying to get over the hump of basketball tryouts. He walks into the Gold Gym and has the same result of last year.
I walked into the gym my sophomore year, and I looked around and I saw all the same guys that I saw last year. Paul, Mays, Will Schmidt, Kyle Haas, and others. But I felt like I knew the same result was going to happen as last year. And so on the third day of tryouts, our superstar, Dawson Garcia, had a press conference to decide what college basketball team he was going to. And after that, it would be the tryouts. So the tryouts were going to be bumped back a half an hour. And there was something after tryouts that I didn't really want to miss, and I didn't really want to get told by the coach that I didn't make it and feel disregarded again. So I didn't go. I straight up did not go, and I haven't made it for the second year in a row in my sophomore year, but it motivated me to start going to the court and start taking basketball more seriously.
Flashback to November 2018. The failure, the criticism, and the mockery that ensued after the tryout was enough to make any 9th grader crack. Or it is the motivation to start working out every day during a 2-month quarantine. It is the motivation to play basketball every day no matter what the weather. It is the motivation that pushes this kid to become the legend they call Malik Glocken.